Support for this podcast comes from the patrons at patreon.com/FMLFPL. Okay, welcome to FMLFPL. I'm Milan.
It's Walsh.
It's Nate.
I did it better that time, right?
Every time is beautiful.
FMLFPL. Just gotta fucking slur it all together. Thank you. All right, so World Cup starts on Sunday. We're sitting here Thursday night. Last pod before the World Cup Fantasy Pod. I think we're just gonna do a bunch of questions and just cover all the Discord questions and let any talks go from there, right?
Okay. Yep.
All right, so some rule/macro questions to start it off. Jitterbug said, how does the change to goals conceded roll? Oh my God. How does the change to goals conceded rules -1 per goal rather than -1 per 2 goals change your strategy? Should we be prioritizing big at the back? What do you guys think about it?
Nate? Go for it, Nate. Take this one.
It just scares me off from like any of the risky, like high save keepers like we talked about last time, or cheeky budget picks on bad teams, like attacking wing backs on a bad defense kind of thing. That's about it.
Yeah, I think I'm the same. What about you, Walsh?
Yeah, not much to add. I think also you do want to consider the order of your keepers when they play, right? Like, I mean, if you're
interesting.
If you're going 4 million, 4.5 guy, you probably want your absolute shithouse stainer guy going first, rather than that be the guy you might rotate to, because you could legitimately end up with -3. Your fucking Qatar loses 4-0 or whatever. That's just, and like not getting 3 saves. That's just -3. That you're getting -3. That's insane to get.
There's also a pen conceded in this game, which there isn't in FPL.
If the goalie,
right? So keepers concede all the time. So
if the goalie comes out and does the thing,
and he just hops over him, whatever.
And then concedes the goal. It's another -1.
Like fucking hell.
Everything's minus.
Jesus.
Yeah, they're really harsh, dude. They want everyone to spend on keepers, but we're not.
Well, I mean, we have. Go ahead.
So a pen like that, that would be a yellow pen conceded and goal conceded. That's -3.
-4.
-4.
Because pen is -2, right?
Pen is
-2. Goal -1. Yellow -1.
Yeah. So we've been on Turner for a while on our tinker a lot. I think that's one of the few names that actually hasn't left. Like maybe one of 3 names that hasn't left our team.
Yeah.
And then we were kind of playing around with having another 4 million guy. We were looking at another 4-5 guy, and now we have Dogface Gabo Costa on Portugal as a 5.
Fake Dogface.
I actually have the same keepers.
Let's go.
Without talking about it.
I love that.
I wanted to ask you, I mean, where have you been on your goalkeep tinks? How have you gotten there, or what's your process on that so far, Nate?
Same. I mean, I was toying with some other stuff, but Turner first, and then being able to swap in like a really solid defensive team's keeper is pretty appealing. I had the Spanish dude, whatever his name is,
Simon.
Unai Simon. But he's just a little bit more expensive, and after hearing a bit more about him, he seems like he's a distributor with some mistakes in him, so maybe avoid there. Even though Spain should be having cleans, but
so one thing that we were talking about earlier this morning is Uruguay. They have Muslera is usually their keeper, but apparently this guy Sergio Rocher, he's a 4 million keeper who's like maybe starting for them.
What?
Who's been starting in some of their qualifiers or the CONCACAF stuff.
Did anyone say he was starting?
There was like some FIFA World Cup article linked that was like making some allusions to it, but he's been starting some of the qualifiers leading up to the World Cup. And I think Muslera might have been hurt, but I don't know. Just talking about it.
I think it's got to be Muslera.
That's what I was thinking.
I haven't heard it, but that's definitely worth considering. I feel like
sounds sketchy.
There's a lot of like weird keeper stuff, like the Netherlands shit too. No one knows who's starting there, and they're all 4-5. There's like
true
unsettled keeper.
They're at least
situations.
in the game now.
Yeah, they're in the game, so they're options.
Incredibly,
that's huge.
Since we last spoke.
Yeah.
I mean,
Turner seems really solid. I mean, it's the best group, I think, for clean sheets. It's kind of what we talked about like on last pod, is like low scoring, really defensive, tight teams in England, Iran, Wales, USA. And then he's just a really good shot stopper. So maybe one of these games he can like get some save points and whatever. And, cleans don't seem unreasonable. So for 4-5, it's pretty good. It just sucks that the other 4-5s are like all in this group that you would want. So you end up just
I really
being
wanted another cheaper guy.
Yeah, because they have to be on a different day. I mean, that's what Mishka said. Is Matt Turner the best 4-5 and under keeper? And then Aurelio said, who's the best 4-5 and enablers at keeper? But I've had a really hard time finding another 4-5 to pair with someone in this group that I like.
Yeah. I mean, we talked about Ecuador, their keepers 4-5 a little bit, but they both, with Turner especially, they both have the toughest fixture for both of them is game week 2.
Yeah.
So that's a little bit annoying.
Are you worried about Patricio?
I kind of
He started their game today.
Yeah, what's the deal with that? It's another like sort of unsettled.
He fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Costa's so good.
Everything I've heard is that it's Costa. Yeah. It's just like, if he doesn't start, it's like he should be one of the standout goalkeepers in the tournament. But
right, yeah, I don't know. I need to like look more about that.
I'm not freaking out, but it is weird that they would like rotate keepers for their last friendly
in a warm-up game. Yeah, that is definitely weird.
I mean, Sommer is there, 5 million. I mean, they have the easy fixture first, Cameroon, then they play Brazil and Serbia, but they're very tight. Always, very defensive.
Yeah.
He always is amazing for them and usually makes a lot of saves.
He's a good pick.
It's just hard for me after the Cameroon game to imagine a world where they keep another clean.
Yeah.
You'd be praying for just like a 9-save, 2-goal conceded game against Brazil or something like that, where it's like,
you just don't
balances out.
You just don't want to be stuck with him.
Yeah.
Like for the Brazil game, it's just like almost
my own Sommer. Right. It's tough.
Yeah, I don't know. The Swiss are always surprising,
Yeah, they're always good.
Not that they would like beat Brazil, but it could be like just a boring, Brazil's kind of slow possession to an extent. They could just set up shop in the penalty box and lose 1-0, and
they kind of do.
Somewhere could get a bunch of saves,
Yeah, that's how they play. So that that would suit them.
I mean, I like Emmy a lot for cleans, but he's 5'5". We're already good. And he's also called Damian Martinez in the game, which really
might be a different guy.
Yeah, it might be a different guy. Emmy might not be in the game yet, but they just have Saudi Arabia, Mexico. It's just like they should just fucking dominate.
Yeah.
Are there any shouts for any of the African teams for the goalkeeper? Because they're, I think, all 4-5.
Well, Mendy's not. He's 5'5", because Senegal are legit good defense, So that hurts, because that would be like the obvious one.
Yeah. The Ghana guy, maybe, but I think they're just going to be really bad.
Yeah, they might just get. I mean,
they'll be pretty defensive. Yeah.
The Portugal group.
Portugal, Korea is probably the best 2 they could have gotten. Uruguay, a little more attacking talent.
Portugal.
Kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Ghana.
It seems like the African teams are like a little not great this year.
Yeah.
Yeah, none of them really seem like they're going to be dark horse and kind of going
Senegal would have been the one, I guess, with Mane.
Yeah, with Mane.
I don't know. Morocco's kind of interesting. They're pretty good, but
Morocco should be good.
But they're in the toughest group.
Yeah.
They're in the toughest group of
all
African
teams. They go Croatia, Belgium. Yeah. It's like, you just wish they went Croatia, Canada, and then it's like pretty acceptable to have 4-5.
Yeah. It's not good for defense.
No.
I feel like Morocco can score some goals against those teams.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Keeper probably
tough.
not.
Yeah, keeper's tough.
Keeper's really tough. Yeah.
And
again, like that -1, like all the negative points, like that really fucking lingers, because like you can't just punt, like Nate was saying, like you can't just go, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, a dual This isn't like Ward and Iverson situation. Like they could get negative points every game.
Because that worked out really well.
Yeah, exactly. Well, in the end, it kind of did, but yeah.
Well, can I, before we move off this, so we've been talking about goalkeeper for a long time. What about Ward over Turner?
Yeah. I mean, we should talk about the other keepers in that group. Yeah, because Wales...
in theory, Wales is a more defensive team. I just don't know if they're...
they play England last.
Yeah. I just don't know if they're as good at defending.
Mm. Yeah.
And they've got some guys, I guess.
They definitely have some guys, and they set up super defensively, and... I don't know enough about them to be like definitively USA is like a better defense. Like I don't think that that's probably true.
There's also a possibility that like Berhalter will get gung ho about his like attacking. I don't know. There's been some talk about like we want the world to see us as a different kind of team.
Oh,
like Pulisic was saying some shit today, and he said that a while ago. I don't know. It hasn't been that way in their games, in their actual games played, but I don't know. There is a possibility that they'll come out and try to attack a bit more and get caught with a high line or something like that. But I do think they'll be good defensively in general. I mean,
that's scary.
I think my like where I keep thinking of is putting some weight on wildcard in Game Week 3, like just preferring these guys who have the first two fixtures being the good ones, thinking that, there's more than a decent chance that we wildcard in Game Week 3. And having Turner and missing out or not being able to exploit the Iran fixture because they play them last feels pretty tough.
That is a really good point, yeah.
Yeah. No, we could be totally like biasing our way out of Ward, which isn't great.
For what it's just worth, like, really fucking bad also.
Yeah, I mean, and their numbers are bad, like as a team, conceding goals and all that stuff. I mean,
but they play in Europe. They're not playing fucking Honduras and Panama,
Totally. So, grain of salt for sure.
They play 3 CBs, center backs. I mean, they do have good players, generally.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I like Wales. I always like Wales. They always punch above their weight too. Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of into that. Makes more sense. Okay.
Well, we could think.
The fixtures are way better. The
order of the fixtures, yeah.
Yeah. Kathleen said, are there any macro observations y'all have already with defender goals worth a lot? Do we go big at the back, or do we get 1 to 3 million defenders and sub them out if they do poorly? Warren also said, players are gas. It's still going to be hot in Qatar. Will we mostly see ugly defensive games? And if so, should we go big at the back? Are you guys treating it the same with like defenders and keepers? Like no fucking around, like no bad teams in defense?
How are you doing, Nate?
I mean, isn't that basically what we were just talking about?
Yeah, I think so. I guess we kind of answered this already.
But there's
I'm not going big, like expensive. I'm just going not bad teams. Yeah.
But I think the thing is like, do you have fucking Alphonso Davies, like that kind of shit?
Yeah.
No, or like
no.
What's the guy on Morocco?
Yeah.
What's the fullback?
Hakimi.
Like that,
yeah, I mean, I thought about it. He's fucking amazing, but yeah, it's definitely a little scary. I mean, there are cheap guys though, like on Croatia and Denmark and like
Germany, France.
Some of these like decent defenses have like reasonably priced defenders, so you can make it work. I think.
Yeah,
without taking a huge risk.
Yeah, the goals are like such a bait. I feel like I don't know. Maybe Dumfries is like an exception, but they're getting so many minus points for conceded. Like Netherlands never really keep cleans. It's like. I don't know. I'd rather go for a clean and just pray for any sort of attack and return than the other way around. Of like,
yeah, I agree. I mean, I think macro wise, I mean, going big at the back has been not even remotely close to what we've been tinkering around with right along. I mean, you still have like Pavard is 5 million. I mean, there are still 5 million picks on the best teams. And I mean, I guess that would qualify as going big in the back if you have all these 5-5 guys. But
right.
I mean, our defense right now, we have Pavard, Teo Hernandez, Sosa, the 3.5 million fullback on Croatia. Mali's 4-5, and then Raum, who's 4-5 on Germany.
Oh, so you're definitely not big.
Definitely not big, yeah.
So I guess part of where that's probably leading into is in the macro sense of just like midfield, right? I mean, there are just not a lot of really good budget midfield picks. So, if you want to get like 7 million and up midfielders, you kind of have to, you have to find money somewhere.
Right.
Not to say that there are no, cheap mids, but, how many like Kudus punts do you want on like a good player on the fourth team in the group kind of guy? There just aren't that many good mids in that region. So, I'd rather be plumping for, 90-minute good mids on good teams and then trying to skimp around and get like the cheapest guy on decent to good, defenses sort of a thing is kind of how we've been. I think we've both seen it the same way right along.
It's like Croatia, Denmark, Germany, like, okay, they're not favorites or anything, but they're still like easily top 10 teams, is like clean with, again, leaning into the fixtures. Like Croatia has Morocco, Canada, they play Belgium last. So we're like leaning into the two fixtures. Of course, Denmark plays France second, not ideal, but Denmark's a legit fucking good team. But yeah, like France, getting 2 5 million fullbacks on France, who are like probably the best defense in the world, is like, yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
I don't feel the need to extend upwards from there. But
I think one thing that's been frustrating to me is Brazil. Because like I feel like we have been having a really hard time just like getting Brazil players. Yeah. Meanwhile, they're just like odds on to win the tournament.
Everyone, chalk of all chalks, betting market, every fucking analyst, everyone's picking them. Yeah.
How have you been seeing them, Nate?
I was just sitting here looking at Luke Shaw on my team and like maybe I'm kind of fucking stupid, but I still have time to.
Are we having fun yet?
Yeah.
Show.
I can still click the buttons and remove.
Yeah, what about Brazil? What are you thinking there?
I mean, they're just going to be so good. I actually was moving money around to be able to get Neymar in because I think I was kind of overlooking them at first, just because it's basically Neymar and then everybody's expensive, and I'm not sure they have some cheaper guys. I mean, I had Richarlison for a little bit. I definitely want a piece of the attack. They're just going to be one of the best teams.
Is there another piece besides
that's the problem.
Neymar? Like that's reasonable?
Yeah.
I mean, I've seen people talk about Paqueta. I'm like,
Paqueta apparently should be starting and in a pretty attacking 8 or like 10-ish kind of spot. But that doesn't mean he's going to score goals or do anything. Rich I think is real.
Yeah, Rich is a legitimate pick, I think. Like in this similar Lautaro way. He's not as good as Lautaro, but he's playing in front of Neymar.
Yeah, I mean, there's a chance he's going to score more goals than Neymar, even though he'll be worse.
Yeah.
So, I still don't understand how he starts.
I don't either.
I think he's a good player.
Nowhere near the 11.
Yeah, I mean, I think Jesus is obviously better, but he's still good.
So it sounds like it kind of is Neymar or bust. And what about the defense?
Defense is great.
I mean, you have to pay for it. Like you're looking at a 5-5 like Marquinhos.
Yeah, they don't really have attacking.
Like any attacking bonus there. Like the fullbacks are not very attacking. It's going to be the Juve guys, Sandro and Danilo.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like, I mean, they're all basically the same price anyway, right? So,
Sandro's 5. I mean, is Sandro actually nailed? Like, do we know that for sure? Or they've been rotating a little bit? And
Telles has played, and Militao's played a little right back.
I like Sandro a lot as a player.
I want him to play and be nailed and be a pick. I'm just not sure if he is. It's weird. Like Brazil and Argentina kind of. I mean, Lautaro kind of changes it, but both teams are kind of like great, but like without Messi and Neymar, it's like, who do I get? A little bit.
Well,
I mean, Lautaro, I feel like is just clearly an amazing pick.
Yeah.
Yeah. But wait, let's stick with Brazil. So, I mean, so Sandro, we're still concerned about rotating. You could pay up for Danilo or Marquinhos, neither of which really have a ton of attacking threat.
Yeah.
And it's just, I mean, so then you're just paying too much of a premium for a clean? Is that kind of where that lands?
I guess, but maybe that's stupid. I mean, they
I guess
are the best team.
I guess another question is, I mean, how do you see that Serbia game going? Because Serbia have
I was about to say, Serbia can score goals. Like they
can score goals.
They're going to lose. They can't defend at all. They're probably going to concede like 3+, but they can score a goal for sure. That's like all they're designed to do.
Yeah.
They might just get dominated though.
Yeah, they might.
They're
just
like
they're
just not midfield. Yeah, they're just not as good.
But like they have real midfielders. You know, it's not like.
But they're kind of like they're not firefighters. They could just get overrun.
They're not.
You know, they're going to be trying to do. I don't know.
That's I just the feel one like thing a that counter over the last few days, with like Tadic, SMS, like Kostic wide, like it's still really dangerous.
Yeah,
Tadic and SMS in the middle is like pretty lightweight.
Yeah, it is from a defensive standpoint. Right? Yeah,
they're amazing, but
not when they're playing. Yeah, when they're the better team, they're amazing. But when they're the worst team, then they could just snowball.
And
I just feel like this is something that's been really nagging at me and our tinkering along is that we just like we've never had two Brazil players. It's like
we've not in a single tinker and they're unanimous favorites. Best
they're
team.
So good.
Yeah.
Okay. Something for us to
we need to think about that more.
Forward.
Yeah. Just maybe like turn one of the French guys into Marquinhos or something like that, just to spread some cleans and. Yeah, Neymar versus Messi. I've switched them probably like 1,000 times. You know, both
so let's have that conversation.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Do either of you feel strongly about like one is better than the other in the game? They're both 10-5. They're both incredible.
How do you see that one, Nate?
I mean, it's so hard to find an edge there.
Yeah,
they're both. I mean, obviously they're both amazing. So it's hard to, in theory, like in my head, it makes sense that Messi is going to be more of a facilitator in this tournament, especially with the forwards they have. But I mean, Lautaro can be a facilitator too. And it's really like this Argentina team is really, it's like all about getting Messi his World Cup. So
yeah,
it's easy to find holes in my own arguments as I come up with them. But I don't know. To me, I guess in my head, Neymar's more of the striker, the finisher. And they are also super dependent on him as a team. But it also feels dumb to say that like Messi's not going to score goals and
that's the thing.
Get assists and shit.
What about you, Walsh?
I mean, I think the fixtures like very heavily favor Messi. That's something that I can't really overlook.
Well, basically just the Switzerland one is what you're saying? Because like Serbia is fucking...
I mean, they don't have a good defense, but they have good players. I mean, when you look at
Argentina... It's the whole group, though.
But that's what I'm not
Argentina's
talking about, right?
whole group is worse at defending than
exactly.
Brazil's
like
whole
one,
group.
like yes, the Switzerland games that's like the worst game of all of the 6 fixtures by a lot.
So much,
you know, and so when you have to kind of look at these 3 games. It's only 3 games, right? I mean, playing Kingdom of Saudi Arabia.
You got it, dude.
Yeah, got it. Mexico and Poland is just should be complete obliteration, annihilation. Yeah. The one thing though I have been thinking about more is like from the forward standpoint of they get points for shots. I mean, is Messi going to be like shooting that much? I mean, is Neymar? I mean, maybe neither of them really are.
I think
they're both on every free kick, right?
Yeah, and they play similar-ish roles on the team where they're just like the floating guy behind a forward. So I think they both have license like at will to like drive forward and shoot whenever they want or play someone in.
It's similar. It's like there's a focal point that they play off of.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of thing, whether it's in the middle or off the left.
He shoots. He's been shooting Messi so much, Messi.
What are the numbers?
Just look at like qualifying, he's 3.88 shots per 90 in qualifying.
I think I prefer Messi on this one. I mean, if I'm picking one of the two, I think that's where
I feel it. Also, like Neymar has a ton of penalties. I was looking at his numbers earlier. Like he got 4 in qualifying and 4 in something else, and So that kind of pads the stats a bit, but both are incredible. I mean, let's be honest.
Okay.
We got some mids questions. I think everyone's sort of seeing it the way we are, but Hardly Boy said, what should we value more? A midfielder who might be playing out of position as a forward, like Kamada or Bergwijn, or a more central midfielder who takes the majority of his team's corners and indirect set pieces, like Eriksen, Pulisic? Bill said, am I crazy for pulling money away from expensive fullbacks and winger mids, spreading it amongst all-arounder central mids for the tackles and key passes bonuses? For example, Modric types. And then Rory said, mids seem the trickiest as many of our favorite wingers are classified as forwards. Which guys are you looking at? So, yeah.
What's your mid right now, Nate?
Yeah.
Your midfield 5.
Kev, Bergwijn, Damsgaard, Ziyech, and De Arrascaeta.
Oh.
Arroz Campoyo, baby. So, I mean, that's like the same as ours. Well, it's basically three. So our difference is we had Eriksen and Modric in instead of Bergwijn and Damsgaard.
Yeah.
Right.
So we have a lot more money, I guess, there. That's a lot more money.
Yeah. You have less in defense, which is something I might end up doing anyway.
And forward.
Yeah, I'm not feeling amazing about having like 6. Like the pricing is kind of weird. I have like 2.7 mil, 1.6, 1.55. It's kind of risky. A lot of punts.
It's all over the place.
Are you confident in Damsgaard playing?
Yeah. Okay. I think he's one of their best players. I don't see how they could not play him, and he's so good for them.
Yeah.
And he'll get shots and stuff. I mean, he's not going to be on the free kicks.
He's sort of out of position, which is nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the same thing with them because we had Eriksen and Damsgaard together for a little while. I mean, Tunisia's
France second.
Yeah, France second. I mean, that's the thing with them is like with the Australia good fixture coming up last is so annoying to me. Like that just bothers me.
Yeah,
that might just be like ridiculous thinking. I mean, I still don't think the Tunisia games is going to be like, oh, they're going to destroy them, like score 3 or 4.
Probably not.
It seems like Tunisia is like a pretty good bus.
Yeah.
From what I've read and stuff. But yeah, I was looking at last World Cup just to sort of get like a snapshot of the tackles and key passes and stuff like that. There are guys who are getting like 4+ tackles per 90, which is a lot of extra points. It just means
that surprises me.
Yeah, I mean
that's so many.
Most of them are DMs. We're looking at like Casemiro, like those kind of guys. Okay. But there's like João Moutinho, 4.29 tackles per 90. Siggy, too soon. Siggy, 3.67 tackles.
Every 3 is 1 point.
Every 3?
Yeah, so you're never getting more than a point.
2. You're basically never.
It should be 2.
Yeah, it's basically worthless.
Yeah, it's kind of worthless.
It's kind of worthless, especially because none of the guys who have attacking potential really get that many tackles. I mean, one guy that I looked at was Bilv, actually. 3.08 tackles per 90 last World Cup. Where it's he does a bit of both. He's just such a monster work rate. But yeah, the key passes might be the more relevant number. I mean, there were guys last World Cup, Ozil, obviously, 5.5 key passes per 90. And Neymar, 4.6. Mueller, 4.3. Trips, 3.7.
Neymar doesn't get points for that.
Yeah, I'm just talking about
I understand
the rough numbers that are realistic. And you can be getting like 2
or 3 points.
Or 3 points additional if you get the high pass guys.
That's insane.
In a game where you get negative fucking every goal scored and you don't get points for minutes played and shit, like that's so many points.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, the key passes could really be a big deal. Especially because, if you're racking up key passes, you'd kind of assume you're getting an assist. Like if you have a 6 key pass game, one of them is an assist, then you're all of a sudden right there is like, that's like 8 points or whatever.
That's the thing. It's like, tackle. If you see someone getting tons of tackles, it doesn't translate to fantasy points. But if you see someone who gets tons of key passes, it translates directly to fantasy points. So it's just really good in every imaginable way. So
an assist counts as a key pass. That double dips.
Yeah, double dip. Oh.
If you have 2 assists, then that's
my God.
7 points instead of 6.
Yeah.
Do you still get a key pass if you get an assist?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe not.
I mean, I think so.
I kind of would assume not.
I mean, you still get a shot on target when you score a goal. right?
Do
It's
you?
like the
Sure.
same thing to me.
Oh, yeah, I guess you do. Yeah.
we
Yeah,
could
you're
talk
like
about
2
this for a
shots on
long
target,
time.
2 goals.
Yeah, let's keep going. What
Well,
else
yeah,
can
I
you
mean, they
get?
fucking, who knows what system they use, right? Like, they
You
could
still get a
fucking-
pass completed if you get an assist.
Yeah, Kev was 4.33 key passes per 90 in the Euros. Verratti. Yeah, there's guys, a bunch of guys that go over to 3. And, this is average.
Silv actually
A little interesting, right?
Yeah, I mean 9 is so insane
It's
that he's
too
9
much, I
million.
think. I think it's too much.
It's just it is probably too much. Just because is he going to score goals and actually it's just
Probably
feel like
not.
that's likely. And they play Korea last, but
I feel like that the key pass thing should just, if anything, reinforce guys you already like for in the playmaker types instead of like get someone 4 key passes. It's the same concept as like I get Kev because he's a good playmaker.
I think to me
he's
it's
just going to get more
like,
rewarded.
I think to me it's sort of what we were talking a little bit more when you guys were in the studio of them, like Bergwijn versus like Ziyech, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is like one of them.
Yeah.
Okay, he's out of position, going to be shooting, but like if he doesn't score the goals, he's just getting 2 points. He's just blanking.
I mean, maybe even
or
one.
or
We don't
whatever.
know. This
Yeah,
one
whatever.
works.
He doesn't. He gets subbed off early, But with Ziyech is like his floor is just so much higher. Like he could just get 4 or 5 points and blank, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And you might just keep him in your lineup, like if that's the case, which is valuable.
Yeah.
Which is just like a weird way of playing or looking at it because it's just different. Like we just don't play with the scoring. We've never played with the scoring system before.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it matters. And the fucking free kicks and all that stuff, it really matters. It'll add up a lot, I think.
Yeah, I agree.
There are some other guys that like we haven't talked about. I think we never kind of talk about England because it's boring to get Englishers. But like Saka's 8. I was looking at that earlier. Just like,
is he gonna play though?
Yeah, he's just like starting.
What about
I
Bellingham?
think.
Not
Bellingham's
necessarily.
7'5".
Yeah, I know. He's deeper, but yeah, he'll get tackles. He'll get key passes.
He's incredible.
He's incredible. They have Iran, USA. Like, no disrespect to my fucking USA brethren, but like we're bad compared to England.
I mean, the issue for me with Bellingham is just he could, Southgate could do literally anything. He could just not play him any of the games. He could not start anything.
Did you look at the numbers? I thought that was like pretty...
It's Rice Jude, everyone's saying.
Yeah.
That's nice, but maybe Jude like spills his fucking Diet Coke on Southgate's like tie and he's fucking bombed out.
Maybe Calvin Phillips will play his first game of the season.
Yeah, it's possible. Jude is a pick.
Though. No, Jude is a legit pick. I mean, England is full of picks. I mean,
are they full of picks?
Yeah, their fixtures are ridiculously
So why don't you
good.
have any of their guys?
Yeah, why do we have?
Kind of boring.
Should we have Jude? Jude's not boring.
Jude is not boring. He is like the exception to the rule. Yeah, I think we probably should.
Does he really have that much attack? Is he?
Dude, he scores for fucking Dortmund all the time. How many goals does he have this year? He definitely has a lot of goals.
He's deeper for England, though. He doesn't actually have a goal for England. He has
okay. Well,
0.17 XG per 90. His England numbers are pretty bad, to be honest. They just make him a
he's
DM.
Not a pick. He's not allowed to do anything fun.
Yeah, seems like that.
He's not a
to
pick.
me.
Because is that Rice gets to go for? No one gets to go forward. That's why there are no picks here. No one is allowed to go forward.
Saka, I still think is a pick,
but he's not even nailed,
isn't he?
I don't think so.
He's like
I thought he was nailed for the right side.
Gets subbed at 58, written all over him to me. Like I can't handle that.
Yeah,
I gotta see what they did last game.
And Mount is like playing every game behind Kane, 7-5. There are points here. I don't know, but maybe it's just defenders and keeper. Maybe that's all we should be even talking about. Which I also have no idea who they're going to start. I fucking have literally no idea.
Yeah, Fuckford's 5'5", which is not
a lot. Yeah, it's a lot. But like, what center backs are they starting? Don't know. What fullbacks are they starting? Don't know.
Stones should. He's 5'5". He's not a good. I mean, everyone's 5'5" except for Shaw and Trips. And like Dyer, but that doesn't breed confidence. Shaw is the most obvious pick in the team by a lot to me. They don't have another left back.
Yeah,
they literally don't have another one.
That's why I have.
Yeah, I mean they could play Trips or some right back out of position over there, but I mean Shaw just seems like he's going to play all the games. But he's annoying and fat and ugly and piece of shit. So
he's a great pick, though. We gotta admit
he's a great pick. We're not going to have him,
pick.
but he's a great pick.
Yeah, it's hard to look at him in the team.
Foden and Raz started their last two, by the way.
Foden and Raz.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Raz is always like a god for them, but he's unfortunately a forward.
He's a forward.
But yeah, Foden 8-5. Sure.
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I mean, he could just also not play. Like, he could do... Dude, this manager can do anything.
Yeah.
He could play fucking like Callum. Like, no one would be surprised. Like, I mean...
All right, let's talk about the boosters. We got questions on the chips and the boosters. Voldy said, any feelings on the chips? Nosferatu Zod said, what will be your booster strategy? Does it even matter? Which is an interesting take. Jitterbug said, I like Walsh's suggestion of wildcard on match day 3. You can bring in guys that have stuff to play for. However, we only get 4 transfers between the round of 16 and the quarterfinals. Is that actually a better wildcard time, as it might fuck your team up if some of the favorites go out? And then Misko said, does using Power Captain week 1 make sense so we learn the actual captain rules risk-free? Which I kind of like.
What are you seeing here, Nate?
I never really care or understand any of these rules in FPL about this game.
Fair.
Yeah, that's a fine way to go about things.
Yeah, there's a wild card, you know that. And then there's...
Yeah, I understand what a wild card is, so
Power Captain
use that at some point. I do agree, though, that I think there's going to be some big teams that go out. So it's not a bad idea.
Usually there's like 1 or 2. Yeah.
It could be like Belgium might just flop. I don't know. Spain, Portugal, definitely.
I could see Spain not getting out of group.
Yeah.
Spain are the most difficult team for me to evaluate because they're legitimately like a top 3 or 4 team probably. And at the same time they could just not get out of group. They could score 0 goals and not get out of group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is 70 possession every game and just like lose.
I mean, they're still playing fucking Alvaro Morata at striker, which is
it's kind of sad because if they just had like one really good generational striker, they would be like favorites.
It's just
they would be so good.
Yeah, if they had a good striker,
they should have just called up Diego Costa.
Yeah.
Oh god,
he's still banned. Still banned.
He's banned forever
and for life.
Brazil's Diego Costa, but yeah, I don't know what. Walsh, why do you like wildcard match day 3 instead of after the round of 16?
Don't you get a wild card after the round of 16?
You get a wild card before the round of 16. So he's saying,
because
we get a wild card and then maybe a couple favorites get knocked out after the round, and then we have like 5 non-playing players or something.
Well, 4 transfers is a lot, you know?
It is kind of a lot.
So, you know, I think the way you set your team, even if you have, you know, maybe if you have 4 maybe you're not going to have 15 players in your squad, you know, going into the quarters when you have 4 transfers, but you'll have, you know, 12 or 13. And, you know, I think that's good enough. You know, I mean, it's not like our budgets, you know, all the good teams are playing. Our budgets aren't flying out of control where we're going to be able to, you know, stack our squad of 15 with all these good players to rotate in and out from the round of 16.
There's also only 2 days in the quarterfinals.
Yeah. Right.
So there's one sub day and 1 other cap opportunity. So it's like,
So
it's
I
not
don't
the
think
same.
Right, exactly. I mean, you could get it really wrong and all of a sudden you have like 9 players and you're fucked. Yeah. But, you know, usually we don't like stack our teams that heavily to expose ourselves to the fucking. So,
and if we do, it's usually because the team is so overwhelmingly better than whoever they're playing against and they don't usually get knocked out. But another thing is like this fantasy game gets progressively less fun as we go on. Yeah. So for me, I'm like the max fun is group stage, like max chaos, like crazy shit happening. And then like as quarterfinals, semifinals, it's fucking eye roll, boring shit. So
yeah, I mean the teams are so similar. Like everyone has these 8 players. It's like FPL. You know, what I mean, it's like you're picking from such a small pool. But I also, we also were talking a little bit on Discord about the 12th man chip.
How does that work again?
So it's something that we've never had before.
Yeah.
It's just a player that is not part of your 15, doesn't have anything to do with budget, can't be subbed, can't be captained. You just pick a player, stick him in, he like goes to the side of your my team page, and you just get his points.
It's kind of fun.
For that game week.
It's pretty fun, Chip.
Yeah, for this kind of game,
you can just
really
pick
nice
like Messi or something.
Yeah, you can just pick Mbappe week 1. Yeah.
Pick Mbappe week 1. Doesn't you're not going to have him in week 2. He's not in your team. You just get his points.
It's kind of genius if you pick Messi over Neymar. I mean, or one of them over Mbappe, rather.
Yeah, well,
we don't have Mbappe in our current team, and we were thinking about 12th manning him in.
Because they play Australia and then Denmark. So, like, that could be a really nice, you're not going to be able to captain him, obviously. But you get him for game week 1 only.
That's pretty bad, not being able to captain him.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not great, but at the same time...
you'd hope that, like, in 5 days of switching captain, you'd be able to hit once, right?
Or, well, you get to pick unlimited captains.
One time. All right, let's just rally off the rest of these questions and go from there. What are we at? We're at like 40 minutes. Not bad. D-Bomb said, does points or fun still hold in the World Cup, or is this the time we should be getting out our urges, bringing in the guys that we just love? Nate, what do you think?
I mean, it's a game. Play the game however you want to play it,
It's a fact.
Love it.
If you're trying to get the most points, then, do it that way. If you don't give a shit, just get whoever you want.
If you want to do well at the game, just like FPL, sort by ownership percentage.
Exactly.
Well, do that.
I don't think you can do that yet.
You can.
Oh, really? They have ownership?
Yeah, it's under stat. You can do price, affordable, or percent selected.
That's really important of the 3 stats.
Yeah. No, I mean, I totally agree. And the way that we do this is like total Gumar. I mean, obviously we want points, but we just pick guys. We tend to just go for way more guys that we love and way more punts and stuff like that. Al said, do we have a grasp on when deadline is? Is it the first match of the day only or every individual match?
I don't even know what that means. What's the question?
It has to be the first match.
Is it the first match of a day? Or is it every match's kickoff? You can like swap guys or something?
That would be insane.
But can't you sub between matches? Oh, no.
You sub between days, I think.
I think there was a word that threw me off when I was reading the rules. It was like, they use like within match days or something.
I mean, it doesn't really matter until the last actual day anyway, right? Because even if your guy's on the bench in your team, you're still you're playing them all until you have all 11 full, and then so it's like, I don't know, dude. The fucking rules are obviously ridiculous. It's like,
the bottom line is just fucking play and pretend you know the rules, and if it's not, it's like, lol, we all fucking up, whatever.
I mean, we were talking, it's like, we need someone to actually just make a fake team, captain someone in the Ecuador first game, captain someone in the second game, and find out. Like, can we captain someone in the third game?
Around and find out.
We have to talk about that a lot. Like, if we want to captain someone in any of the first 2 games, because that could like really fuck us.
Okay, yeah, Enter Valencia or something. I don't know.
No, because I mean, we would be even the second day, right? It's England, Iran, our team, Wales, Senegal, Netherlands. We wouldn't really want to captain anyone in that day.
None of our premiums if we can only pick 2 in those.
We could pick 2. But if we could pick
2, there's no chance we would captain Turner
we would
or
just
Ward.
Play Turner and
or
do
Bale.
Nothing.
Yeah.
Or if we have Berg, but like we have that's insane that we have to think about that. That we don't.
I feel like some official FPL person will be able to answer the questions because they probably are in touch with whatever. This
Sunday?
is fucking horrible.
Whatever. What's next? Next question.
Colin said what we said. Basically, he said, given the setup at the last Euro, Southgate, and all the things, should we be targeting English defenders to bring in rather than midfielders or Kane? I mean, yes.
Yes.
Good one. Captain, which 3 forwards are best? Those spots are much more at a premium than the mids, which are more punty. And X50 said, which of the mid-price forwards do you like the best? Your Darwins, your Bales, your Martinez's, etc. Nate, what forwards are you on?
Mbappe, Lautaro, and Neymar.
Pretty good,
baby.
Pretty good.
No, what's his name? Your boy on
Gakpo.
Orange. Gakpo.
Oh, yeah, L'Orange. I like Gakpo a lot.
Wrong
I like
language.
Darwin a lot. We haven't moved on Bale. Yeah, Suarez. He's going to be in the thumbnail for a reason. Spoiler alert.
I love him. I mean, I love Suarez.
Yeah, I don't know
think
what
he's a
they're
really
up
good
to
pick.
that much. I feel like they're kind of a mystery to me because Tabarez has been managing them for like actually our entire lives. And they've always just played like really defensive 4-4-2 and kick it to the forwards. I don't even know what they do now.
Yeah.
They're always good.
I love them.
They're always good. Every
Always
tournament
good.
they play, they're always good. Like
Small
every game is
population,
competitive.
punch above their weight.
They're always good. They have good players, technically skilled players. They're always good. I always feel very comfortable backing Uruguay in tournaments of this nature.
Yeah, they've been putting up really good XG for what it's worth.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, do you guys have favorites? I mean, all three of us have been on Lautaro this whole time. Walsh and I have been on Bale this whole time.
I love Bale.
I think Bale's a fantastic pick.
I just fucking
ticks
love
every
him
box
so much.
Yeah, he ticks
every box except he's played like 8 minutes of football this season.
Yeah, which for him weirdly has never mattered. I can't really explain that.
He puts on the Red Dragons and he's just fucking ready to go.
Red Dongings.
8 million Bale, 8 million Lautaro. Yeah, I mean, they both seem like good picks to me.
I am
a little bit concerned about Lautaro just playing 90 and shit.
Yeah, I am concerned about that.
He's one of their best players.
They have a lot of really good players.
Yeah.
Who's want to win a tournament? You know, I mean, we're trying to spike in group, right? I mean, I don't know. That's kind of, I don't know.
What about Darwin?
I mean, they don't have that many players that are fit, though. Like, who's gonna?
Someone else got hurt today, right?
Yeah.
Di Maria's back.
Nico Gonzalez. Dybala's recovering from an injury.
Was it Correa that got hurt today?
Did Correa? No, they called in Angel Correa, the other one.
Yeah. But they called him in because someone got hurt, right? I thought.
Yeah, Nico Gonzalez.
Oh, Nico got hurt. Oh, okay.
Is Di Maria a pick?
Yeah, I mean,
I thought about it. Yeah, I just wasn't sure about fitness.
He's fit. He started the last friendly. They scored like 5 goals. He plays right mid. I mean,
he's a mid, which is really cool. And
helpful. He's kind of a legend.
I mean, is Di Maria, Messi, and Lautaro insane?
I don't think it is.
No, I mean
we're on Messi and Lautaro.
I know. I mean, we could just put him in too easily.
Yeah.
Like, is that something that is worth putting all the eggs in their basket?
It might be. Or maybe we're just like buying way too hard into the hype and they're like not going to be that good. I mean, that's also in play.
It's possible.
It's hard to believe. It's not just hype. It's not like a dark horse. Like, they're just really good.
Yeah, no, they're like second favorite, I think, in the betting market. But they've also like, I don't know. I mean, the fixtures are just too good.
I just put Di Maria in.
Okay.
I mean, having the 3 of them seems unbelievable.
It's terrific.
KSA in Mexico, like, they should fuck both of them.
Yeah, all I've heard
hard
about Mexico is like how bad they are at defending. That's all everyone talks about. Is like they have Chucky Lozano, they kind of have Raul Jimenez, and they're just kind of bad. The other, I guess, the counter is like they always get out of groups, but like, I don't know.
But that's
it. Just
that kind of reasoning.
That doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah,
they're
it
a different team.
Great displeasure to announce to the world that Lewandowski is actually a good pick because he also has Mexico and Saudi Arabia.
Alon,
he just is. He's not in our team
now.
No, but he just is. Like, they are also really bad at defending. Mexico and Saudi Arabia, like,
they're also really bad at attacking. They're really bad. Poland's just really bad.
Sometimes Lewandowski just scores a hat trick, and like,
not really in international play. I mean, the enemy just marks him out of the game, and they make players who nobody has ever heard of beat them, and they can't and don't,
unless
they get eliminated.
Mark him out of the game because they're the kingdom of Saudi Arabia and Mexico. You know what I mean?
Oh my goodness! Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's a good pick at 10. I think he would need to. He should be like 8-5.
No.
Honestly. Yes, absolutely. He should be He should be cheap, so he would be in teams. I mean, if he was a pick, he wouldn't be in no teams.
What's his price?
I mean, he's 10 million. He's 10 million. Are you fucking picking him over like Mess Dog? He's 10.5. You know,
It's
I mean,
hard to,
he should be down.
Or Lautaro,
he should be down
like him being 2 million more than Lautaro.
Yeah, that's the thing. You know, if he was 8.5, you know, then we could talk about him. I think. But.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like, I'm not going to be surprised if he bangs a hattie against either of these fucking dog shit teams, and then everyone's like,
sure, no. I mean, he's obviously one of the best strikers in the world. He's been that way for the last 10 years. But you know,
he's in the Euro. He scored 3 and 3. You know, they got knocked out of group. He still braced against Sweden, scored against Spain. You know, like it's just. Yeah. I'm not getting him. Great. It just. I was looking and I was like, God, they have Argentina last. This is going to be a high scoring group. I think this is like the high scoring group.
Yeah.
Could be. But what do you guys think about Darwin?
It's too expensive.
Yeah, I was going to ask you.
Too expensive? What is he, like 8.5 or something?
Yeah, I don't know. Unsure.
I mean,
doesn't he play wide for them?
Yeah. They have Portugal second.
Yeah, that really sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where in a game where you get points for shots on target, he gets more shots on target than anyone in the world.
Yeah.
That's pretty useful. But like, yeah, I don't know. 4-4-2, him and Luisito up top. It's like...
I still just feel like the whole team funnels to Luisito. Like, he's just the pick to me. And he's a little... I mean, it's obviously... I mean, I guess I thought Darwin was more his 80s. That's not like too expensive.
Yeah. We don't know... With the team, like they're traditionally such a hard-working, mostly defensive team.
Yeah,
and if he's playing wide, he's going to be doing a lot of work.
I also am just worried that like Suarez comes off for Cavani every single game.
Yeah,
like he's old and he can't run at all.
No, that's fair. He could just be.
They're going to get Cavani on one way or another.
Yeah, like they're going to mix and match these games to get like the max fitness from these guys, which is kind of another reason why De Arrascaeta is good because. He's just like ready to go play every game at winger.
What do you think of Fede Valverde?
Yeah, so I was gonna ask because I had Fede and Rich, and I switched today to Arrascaeta and Neymar.
Yeah,
because it's same money.
That's a fucking tough one, man.
I don't think now that's tough. Like, I think the pair you have, I prefer greatly.
Before or now?
The one you switched to, I prefer a lot more.
Yeah. Well, Neymar has just such higher potential.
Yeah.
Than Rich, but Fede is also like probably their best player.
Yeah. Yeah.
Overall best player.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
On Uruguay. Yeah. And he
is he going to be what is he going to be doing?
He's going to be doing 8 things and having, I think, a lot of freedom to do, you know, his thing that he does in Madrid, you know, like run into the box.
Yeah, the thing that I'm worried about is like Madrid, he plays wing, but he like tracks back a lot. But
defensive responsibilities.
Yeah, but for Uruguay, he plays 8. He just doesn't have like the goal numbers of someone who's like crashing the box and scoring goals for them. He could.
There's potential there.
Yeah, it's just like sort of risky because
like
he hasn't been doing it.
Torreira or like who he's playing with like super defensive guys next to him.
That's why you would think he would be almost like a 10 or something.
Well, it's going to be like Ugarte, I think, behind those two is what I heard. Him or Torreira. Manuel and Ugarte. He's supposed to be really sick. He's like really young. He plays in Portugal. So, and he's like pure defensive. So it's going to be like him behind and Bent and Valverde have like freedom to get forward.
Yeah. And the defenders are also basically center backs, right?
Yeah, I just don't know.
Like all 4.
Yeah.
Fucking all this shit.
I mean, I could absolutely see a world where Valverde is by far the best pick on the team. And I can also see a world where he's the best IRL and gets no fantasy points.
Well, the thing with him that's interesting is that he could double dip on the tackles and the key passes.
Key passes, yeah.
Like he could be... I mean, you know, we've been in and around like Rodrigo De Paul on Argentina too, right? It's like sort of a similar thing where like maybe he's like kind of doing both of those things. So, you know, if he's chipping in 1 or 2 or maybe like, you know, with a clean sheet point, like things like that.
Yeah.
But all of a sudden like getting 5 or 6 is really like 5 or 6 is really good in this game, you know?
You never sub that out ever.
Yeah, you never sub that out. Great. But I don't know. I mean, I still really think that Aras Campoyo at 5'5" is just like really good too, though. I mean,
his stats are so good.
Yeah, his stats are so good. I mean, talk about key pass. I mean, could be a key pass
assist
merchant.
Monster. Yeah.
Yeah,
Dude,
career first.
He's averaging
Portugal.
half a goal and a third of an assist per 90.
Yeah,
and his XG and XA just match that. 0.39 XG, 0.32 XA for Uruguay. Like he could really explode. Like in qualifying, he was just goal, brace, blank, blank, goal, assist, goal, blank, assist.
Are we going to scout him?
Yeah, we should scout him tomorrow
for sure.
Yeah.
Them versus Portugal, game week 2 is going to be fucking such a good game. I'm so excited for that game.
I wish Jota was fit, man. Oh my God.
Because they're both just going to probably be on 3 points.
So many dark arts.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Yeah, Darwin could get a red also in any of these games.
Little cheeky headbutt.
It's gonna be so jacked
kind of
up.
Anybody. A lot of the Uruguayans,
they're dirty dogs.
They run hot.
Yeah.
Warm-blooded males.
All right, Warren said, battle of the old Croat mids, 7-5 Perry versus 8-5 Modric. Modric has pens and will maybe get tackle bonuses, but if Perry takes some corners like he does for Spurs, probably get key passes and seems likelier to dong. On pod 1, seems like Luka was the preference. Is 1 mil extra worth it? God, whenever I see Croatia in a World Cup, I'm sure I've told you guys this story, but this is high school girlfriend. So probably what World Cup would that have been? 2002 or 2006, right after high school or something.
We graduated in 05.
I'm sitting on the couch in my parents' living room watching the World Cup. Girlfriend goes, "Where's Croatia?"
Who is this?
High school girlfriend.
What is the girl's name?
I'm not gonna name names, dude.
Bleep it out.
She could be a friend of the pod.
Shame. Oh my God.
But it was fucking amazing. Whenever I see Croatia in a World Cup, I think of Croatia.
I just don't. I don't think they're gonna be nearly as good as they used to be.
They're old.
Who are they passing to?
That's a problem.
Like Modric is going to be passing
striker for
a lot. I don't either.
Kramaric, I think.
Kramaric.
Pekovic. I mean, they're not good.
They're just all very blah.
There is something about Croatia, though, to me. The national team is good, you know? The individuals, they have a few really good players in midfield, maybe, but, they just, for the last 15, 20 years, they play well in these tournaments. They put good performances in. They find a way. So I don't know. I'm still sort of hanging my hat on that. But I see what you're saying, Nate, completely.
I mean, their midfield is still Brozovic, Modric, and Kovacic.
Yeah, which is
there's very few better midfielder mids in the world.
But that's a lot. I mean, those two next to Modric are a lot worse than Casemiro and Cruz.
Well, we're not talking about the best club team.
No, I'm just saying
world.
Modric is still good at Real Madrid next to those two.
Yeah, I mean Casemiro's not there anymore, but yeah, they have.
I don't know. He was. I mean, I don't know what they're doing now.
I love Kovacic. I think he's really, really good.
I
don't know.
I feel like he's been so bad.
He's just been a little
Chelsea
injured.
Are messed up,
Chelsea's
and he's been hurt.
Mess.
Yeah, but Brozo's really good too. I don't know.
I mean, we're obviously going to have Modric in our team a lot. We haven't really touched that.
We haven't touched that.
Yeah, I mean, it's still he has a lot of the boxes to tick, like free kicks, passing, tackling, main man, 90, all the things.
Pens, I think.
Probably should have pens.
I think so, yeah.
And I mean, it's still, putting a premium on, he's playing 90 minutes every game.
Fitness monster.
Yeah, so just like that, like it all.
Is Perisic even nailed?
He should be. I don't think they have anyone really to challenge him.
He's
honestly.
just going to play.
I mean, unless if they have some young guy,
left wing again, the good old days.
Vlasic.
He's fucking. Come on.
But I mean, they played yesterday. Neither of them played, but it seems like they were just fucking around.
Yeah.
A bunch of starters didn't play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I guess. Yeah, I mean, the last quote unquote competitive game they played was Nations League, and Perisic was just left wing, which we love him for cutting in, scoring goals. He does that really well.
I don't think he's a pick in this game though.
I mean, I'm not going to say that. I still think he is. 7.5 is a really nice price. But yeah, Modric just has everything. Just fills the stat sheet. It's just like so many extra points for the high floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, what else we got?
Micro said, are there any teams or players so far that strike you as traps? And Ray said, are there any popular fantasy picks who are likely to be trapped? So what are the traps right now? I think Netherlands defense is kind of a trap. I've gone like completely away from them. And they just straight up don't keep cleans. They don't play to keep cleans. They don't try to keep cleans, and they don't keep cleans. And
what? But why do you say that?
That's just what they've done under Van Gaal, is like really not keep that many cleans. They like dominate and win, and they're really good. I don't think they've even lost. But like in terms of actually keeping the other team out of the net, they haven't really done that. But, I like them a lot, and I think they'll dominate the group stage and be really good. But I do think, like Van Dijk is 22% owned. I'm like, I don't know.
I think similarly with Belgium.
They're in such a defensive group.
Netherlands.
Yeah. Senegal, Ecuador, and Qatar. They're not going to keep cleans in 2 of those.
Yeah, I mean,
that is the counter.
You just got to make your bets. Yeah.
Do fixtures breed cleans, because they are playing. I mean, this is basically playing like Liechtenstein 3 times or whatever. I mean, they should keep 2 cleans.
It's like playing Wolves
games.
3 times.
Yeah, right. I think Belgium too is sort of similar. I mean, I don't see a lot of their defenders in a lot of teams, but their defense, they play the high line. They just do all the things, and
I mean, Courtois is 22% owned.
Yeah, really?
Yeah.
I think it's like Kev and nobody. Well, maybe Bats if he's starting, but
dude, what's up with Bats?
He's been starting for
them. Tross.
Are you kidding me?
I don't think plays up top for them. Yeah,
that's what Nate said. Nate said,
look at their lineups.
Because Rom is just, I don't know.
Rom is not fit. If he can't go, it's Bats in the middle.
Well, what? So Rom is actually injured?
It's crazy that Batshuayi is only 28. Been around for a long time.
Wait, hang on. What are we talking about here?
We're talking about the fact that Rom, we don't know what the hell's going on with Rom. Someone stole his soul. He's not playing football. Batshuayi has been starting games for Belgium and scoring goals in like Nations League and that kind of shit.
He's 6'5". This is the best pick in the game.
He could be. Yeah, he could be. I mean, they should still be a good attack. Just a bad defense.
Definitely, yeah.
He's 6'5".
Yeah. The problem with this game is that, you can save, but who are you going to spend the money on?
Yeah.
There's no Messi in midfield to spend the money on. That's the entire problem.
Mertens?
Dude, always love Mertens. Oh my God.
Is he back?
God, he's awesome.
I don't think so.
6'5" Bats shit starting up top for fucking Belgium. Are you kidding me? In the World Cup?
Maybe.
That is unbelievable.
The FIFA World Cup. Yep.
Yeah, he's been starting. I don't know. But yeah, Belgium's a good trap team. Portugal's like these teams that are just like age curve, bad vibes, like bad manager in some cases. It's like, I don't expect them to go far. Like they'll get out maybe, but they're just not good.
What do you guys think about Germany?
Germany is really tough. That group is awesome. Like Japan, Spain, Germany is super fun.
We've been talking about Spain being maybe trappy.
Well, I'll say this about Spain is like they play Costa Rica first game. Like there's not a better clean sheet fixture in the entire world than Spain, Costa Rica in the first game. I don't think there's a better one in the fucking game that exists. But yeah, they are kind of trappy in the sense that they can't really score goals and like.
Yeah, I think
we don't know who's going to start.
Spain was kind of a trap for me because I looked at their squad list and I was like, this team's fucking amazing.
Yeah,
and I immediately put a bunch of them in my team, and then I was like, wait a second, what's actually going to happen in this Costa Rica game? Like maybe nothing.
I mean, I expect like 80% possession and just like
This is Leicester versus like Derby County in the Cuppity Cup round 3.
They still have no striker.
80% possession, 1-0, stoppage time, corner goal.
It's pretty similar with Germany, honestly, though, too.
What do you mean?
Like Germany don't really have a striker either, unless they
But they have goals in the team.
No, but they have goals.
If they're playing Gnabry, Sane, Muslera.
Yeah, Gnabry and Sane make up
Muller
for it.
still plays.
Yeah, Muller.
Musiala might start ahead of Muller, though.
Yeah.
And he's also
Musiala,
good.
I fucking so good.
I think Germany are good. I think Flick is really good, and I think that they're still really strong
so they
at
could
most
be a
of the
dark
positions.
Horse.
They could be a dark horse, yeah.
Dark horse.
I'm sure like betting lines, they're pretty low
really
compared
long.
to where they normally are. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like your Raum pick, though. That's
Raum.
Yeah.
Raum.
That's getting my juices
I like the Raum. Yeah,
Baller.
I like Raum. David.
5, 6. Their 6th favorite, tied with England on win the World Cup. So I guess they're
that's
not
a lot shorter than I thought.
Me too.
That's a lot shorter.
Me too.
Yeah.
Netherlands are 8th. Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. See, I would that seems insane to me. I would have expected Netherlands to be way ahead of Germany in the odds there.
Yeah. Yep.
All right. What else we got?
Part of it is because of their group, I think. Because their make the round 16 is only 76%. The other top teams are like 80, or Brazil's 91. Yeah. So that's just
the Japan game's everything.
Japan dark horse.
Yeah, that game's gonna be a big game.
Yeah, the Axis getting back together.
Oh, no, come on.
And last question was Ben Murphy. He said, I'm looking to place an 8-group winning parlay to get a 100% boost on DraftKings. If you had to pick a winner of each group, who would you pick? I don't know, man.
I'm not doing that.
Oh, I mean, I just filled out like a pool thing, so I could just read my picks.
List your thing.
Read it.
Netherlands, England, Argentina, France, Spain, Belgium, Brazil, Portugal.
Chalk.
Yeah.
Cool.
But I feel like the group winners are pretty obvious.
Yeah, there's usually one surprise or something like that.
Yeah, if
Italy finishes bottom some years, or
you don't bet
shit
on
like
a
that.
Surprise. So.
Yeah, for sure. On a parlay. That's it.
Italy's
questions
not
wise.
Listed. Italy.
Yeah, I can't find them.
I
feel like they're a good dark horse here. Just none of their players are in the game yet. So hopefully they update that.
Cameroon treatment.
Yeah. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
I think we covered all.
What are Argentina's defense? We don't have any of them either.
Well, we were playing with what's his name, Nahuel.
Yeah, Molina. You know what's kind of crazy is Otamendi just starts for them.
Dude, he's a legend.
Listen to this guy, Argentinian Twitter friend Dylan. He said, I was like, there's no way I'm getting fucking Otamendi. He's the worst player in the world.
I have him in Champions League. I get him all the time.
He said Otamendi was bad. I hated him for a decade, but he's been solid as fuck, surprisingly. Fun fact, the triplet of Emi, Romero, Otamendi's played 9 full games together, 0 goals conceded. That includes games against Italy, Brazil, and Uruguay. Otamendi's been great and captain. Crazy turn of a career.
Yeah.
He's $5 million.
Did we decide that Molina was nailed?
We think more nailed. Yeah. Less rotation.
I would be very fine with having Otamendi.
Otamendi's a great pick.
He's a good pick. If he's actually playing center back,
he is.
So Romero's just not. Game. Who doesn't play?
Lissandro.
Because he's too small.
I don't know. They just make fun of him.
It's Romero and Romero and Otamendi.
Yeah, no chaos there at all. No chaos. 0% chaos. Yeah, I don't know how they don't just red card every game. But yeah, I mean, that's it. But sometimes they play 3 at the back also, which would mean Lissandro, Otamendi, Romero, which is just really, really good.
Why would they ever do that?
Play 3 at the back.
They play Brazil or something?
To just get their 3 really good center backs in, I guess. I don't know.
But then what would they do at wing back?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they can attack. They're Tagliafuoco and shit. Taglia dildo.
Yeah, it's just kind of highlighting not their best players.
Yeah.
One less attacker on.
Right.
I mean, Otamendi, I'm down. Yeah, I mean, Argentina, we're talking about KSA, Mexico, Poland. These teams can't attack, they just fucking suck. These should be
Son
steamroll
could draw
games.
a pen off one of those.
Yeah,
yeah, true.
So, I mean, Otamendi at 5 looks like a good pick if he is in fact playing, right?
Yeah. That's pretty much it for me. I don't know. Anything else you guys want to talk about?
I'm trying to think about.
I mean, we
didn't talk about France at all.
Oh yeah, we didn't talk about France at all. What's the deal? I mean, they're still fucking amazing.
Yeah, they're really good.
And Chimeni and Camavinga's gonna just be great.
Yeah, their spine I still feel like is great, even without Varane, and even though they're younger. I mean, the thing with them that is also is the Denmark game week 2 is a little bit iffy, just because that's going to be a tough, tight game. Which like we've been talking about like Pavard and Theo Hernandez. Like, we expect them to play fullback, but they easily could not. I mean, they have a lot of options there.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm concerned about that.
Yeah, maybe we're not supposed to double up. About. I mean, Theo feels more secure to me just because he's like the only actual fullback who like can do moving the ball forward stuff ever, as opposed to their like weird center backs who are kind of playing fullback stuff that they do everywhere else. So Theo's a great pick, I think. But yeah, I mean, they're going to be a fucking defensive nightmare Deschamps team all the way. And just rely on Mbappe and Benzema and whoever else plays with them. It seems like it's Griezmann, even though Nate and I want Dembele. I mean, I don't know. Giroud will get some minutes, score some goals. They're sort of like the same team. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they're just a lot younger.
Yeah.
Maybe they didn't lose too much, I think, skill, but they just are a lot younger. And, is that going to get to them is my concern, I guess.
There's definitely a chance Pavard, they're not as good as they were because they were fucking amazing.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, losing Conte, Paul, like the things in the midfield and replacing them with like 21-year-olds who like barely start for their club teams.
Yeah, Camavinga doesn't even play, right?
Yeah, but I mean, the thing with Pavard, though, I mean, I was thinking kind of who are they going to play there? Like who would not play? Like they would play fucking Lucas Hernandez at right back or something? Like, what would they do?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really know.
Koundé at right back?
They've played like some Rabiot at left back. Like they do fucking weird shit. But they have 2 left
backs now, right?
Teo's left back, isn't he?
Yeah, Teo's left back,
Yeah, but I'm talking about Pavard. Like, who's challenging him for right back?
Yeah, I don't really know.
So maybe they are both just like great. I don't know.
I mean, I think they're both first choice. I mean, they had some weird games. I'm seeing they played some wing back, so it was like Klaus and Mendy wing backs, but
they don't have Varane anymore, so that makes a big deal.
Right. Yeah, losing a center back. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I expect them to.
Okay.
Expect
them to start they have so many good center backs.
Yeah, but like Koundé, like the way they play, they're not looking for fucking Trent and Robbo. Like they can easily just play Koundé at right back, and he just plays center back basically because they don't push up the field.
Plenty good to do it.
Yeah, so that's the problem. It's just Dechamping.
Oh god,
I'm still interested in Kamada, by the way.
The Japan midfielder.
Yeah, I mean he's 5'5".
Yeah,
fucking good.
Instead of Rose Campoyo.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's definitely a worse team overall. Like worse
team with harder fixtures.
Yeah.
Germany.
He does do more than just, out of position stuff. Like he does get tackles and stuff and key passes. Like he could be sneaky, fill the stat sheet guy, get like a tackle point, 1 or 2 key pass points, which would make him probably the best 5'5" if he was doing that,
Yeah, but I mean, a Rose Campoyo could just
get attacking returns up the ass. Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah. Just talking. I like Japan.
I think we still have more work to do in defense. Like other than Mali, like I feel like we could have 4 other defenders.
Yeah, I mean I like Rom, I like Sosa, I like Teo, I like Pavard, but yeah, I mean I agree. And we still have Ziyech in the team, and I'm just super like not sold that he's a good pick.
No, I'm totally with you on that. I think I put Di Maria in for him, but yeah, I mean that same thing. Like that spot.
Yeah. Yeah, finding a third mid is hard.
And I still think, $5 million on a goalkeeper, I'm still like not sure about that. What about you, Nate? How are you in terms of your team and your tinkering? Maybe we'll finish up on this. Like, who are the picks that you're like definitely going to have that you think right now, or who are you kind of chopping and changing?
I mean, Mela definitely is stuck in there, not going anywhere. Mbappe, one way or another, whether it's this chip concept, which is kind of fun, or just having him. I mean, I think I need to captain him against Australia. It's just too big of a
You've been talking about that match for like a month.
I gotta I gotta go with my gut there. Kev, I think, is one of the best picks in the game still.
Yeah.
Pretty much everyone else could maybe move. I mean, I really like Lautaro.
You just named 2 players.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, 3. Kev, Mbappe, Mela, kind of Lautaro. Yeah, Neymar, that could become Messi. One thing I heard on a pod today is that there's some talk that Paqueta could win the right wing spot for Brazil. Because apparently Vinny's been like pretty bad for them.
Vinny's starting, right?
Isn't he hurt? I thought he was hurt.
Well, I think when he hasn't been scoring, he hasn't been creating a lot for them.
How could Vinny not start?
Keeping it half an eye on that.
Yeah, okay.
Just to have like a piece of the Brazil attack. There's no way I'm not having Rich or Neymar or someone like that.
Yeah.
I really like Ziyech. I'm feeling good about Morocco.
Yeah, so talk about that, because we were just saying we're like not sure about him, and the fixtures aren't great, but he's a good price. Like 7's a good price for like the main man, but he has Croatia, Belgium.
Well, yeah, I guess I'm lower on those teams maybe than you are. I don't think Croatia and Belgium defensively are that good. And they're going to play. I think they're just a really solid team in general. I think they're probably the best African team.
Yeah, and
like he's the main guy for Morocco. It's not the Chelsea version, and they're going to be counterattacking more. I mean, him and Hakimi on one side together is just so good.
It's terrifying. All right, I'm putting him back in.
Did you see that goal he scored?
He scored from the halfway line. Yeah, maniac.
He was in my team before that. But
Belgium's defense is just like
it's bad.
An all-time tragedy.
And they push the high line. Like, it's bad players.
It's
and
Roberto Martinez playing over the hill, old bad center backs who barely play at the club level. It's fucking bad. I mean, they could fucking not get out of groups.
Dude.
Yeah, easily.
Maybe we should have Davies. I don't know.
Yeah, I know. I'm just worried about. I mean, I've never watched Canada play a single game, but like,
I know. But even if they fucking ship 5 and they get shithouse, like,
you just sub them.
Fine, we just sub him. But he could score 2 goals. Like,
yeah.
What defender in this fucking game has brace potential? He plays wing.
Like
he's a winger.
It's Dumfries.
He's like wing or 10 for them.
Yeah, it's Dumfries and him. That's it.
Yeah, those are the most attacking. Oh, Mela. Well, but he's more assisting.
But he's like a crosser. Yeah. Dumfries, like, there was a great article I posted in our Discord, Stats and Links, by this guy I really like who's Dutch and wrote about the Dutch team. And he wrote a lot about how Dumfries is like basically like the physical presence for the team in the box. Like, he's a forward.
I mean, we kind of saw that in the Euros.
Yeah. I mean, he might have to come back in because Nate's argument of like, but they play against Senegal and Ecuador is pretty good argument for them keeping clean.
Yeah, I mean,
but are we sure he's back? Are we sure he's going to be playing all these games?
No, he said that like he's back in full training, but we're definitely not sure he's like nailed to start. And they have good backups. They have like Frimpong and they have.
Yeah, I mean, that terrifies me.
Yeah,
absolutely terrifies me.
For sure. I don't. Are there like pressers in this shit? Are we gonna get like press conferences? LVG presser?
No idea. I hope not. Dude, there's 32 teams. They can't have fucking pressers. They're all lie to us all the time. It's insane.
Yeah, it's a lot. All right. Well, let's get out of here. It's been a good pod. Yeah. We got a lot of work to do. No new asses slept. No new signups this week. Nate, any last words?
Nope.
Walsh, any last words?
See you tomorrow.
Check us out at FMLFPL. I can follow us on Twitter at FMLFPL Sports Page. /FMLFPL. Subscribe. Rate,